Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. Let's talk about a bowling ball balance hole. You know, that's something that sometimes pro shop operators drill into the ball after they drill the holes, and they tell you it'll help give the ball motion that, the end result that you're seeking. And they'll use the balance hole to either do one of two things: to create, stay within USBC, United States Bowling Congress specifications for imbalance, actually static balance is the correct term, and also to make sure that the static weights create the dynamic influence. That's another term they use to describe the ball motion. Now, the effect of static weights really is extremely minimal on the ball's reaction. So the major influence and the major consideration that with the balance hole lies in the effects it has on the ball dynamics or the bowling ball motion once the ball is moving down the lane. Now, the location of the balance hole in regard to the distance from the pin is the primary tool for altering the dynamics of the ball's core. So the strength of the core is measured by the difference of the RG, which is the height of the core, and the RG, which is the width of the core. These relationships are referred to as differential. Differential is hook potential. The higher the differential, the more the hook potential from the break point to the pocket. Lower the differential rating on a bowling ball, the less aggressive or less sharply the ball will hook on the back end of the lane from the break point to the pocket. So hook potential is really the key. And what the balance hole can do is help accentuate or modify somewhat the reaction from the break point to the pocket, and also when the ball will transition in the middle part of the lane. Now, if you read the article, Bowling Ball Balance Hole, which I know you found it because you got to the video, right, and the article is just above it. There's a chart in there which is really for the pro shop operators, but we wanted you to see it so you realize there is a science to this bowling ball layout and bowling ball drilling strategies. Pro shop operators have to know quite a lot in order to do a good job for you. So it talks about the drill bit size and the hole depth in inches and so on for a different size hole, and how much weight it will take out of the ball to help influence the ball motion. But what we want to talk about, let me give you just a couple of keys, points that I think the balance hole also, when you talk about ball motion, what you're specifically referring to. First of all, and there is an article that discusses some of this, but when a bowler delivers a ball, that is, the bowler imparts really essentially four different forces to the bowling ball: the initial speed, the initial rev rate, the initial axis tilt, and the initial axis rotation. And these factors, plus the location of the positive axis point, describe a bowler's delivery during a bowling ball motion testing procedure. Now, as the ball travels down the lane, it passes through 3 phases and 2 transitions. And that motion happens as follows: the skid phase, which is the first transition from skid to hook; the hook phase, which is the second transition from hook to roll; and of course the roll phase on the back end of the lane. So after you choose a cover stock and you perceive to match to the conditions you're targeting for where you bowl most frequently, the static weight balance dynamic shifts in accordance with the drilling layout pattern, and after the gripping holes are drilled into the ball. Now, use of a balance hole would be a final factor important to achieving your overall desired ball reaction, and of course some balls don't have to have balance holes. The drilling technique consists of the layout and the balance hole location combined, and the size of the hole. And that's simply what you really need to know. It's the differential ratio when a ball is in motion, which influences the ball motion from the break point to the pocket, another key factor we discussed earlier. And so these weight holes can help you modify or somewhat control the degree of transition the ball makes as it travels in the mid lane and again down the lane at the break point. We hope some of this information helps you. Read the article if you want a little bit more specific information, and we've got all kinds of articles in Bowlversity to help you understand a little bit more about bowling ball motion. So please feel free to search our site. We thank you for visiting.